Welcome to Ensetcorp Oil and Gas's 10 Golden Rules of Safety Talks. These essential guidelines are designed for all employees and contractors to follow while working with our team in the oil and gas industry. Our goal is to ensure that everyone has a safe and sound journey home. The well-being and safety of our employees are our top priority in all areas of our operations. At Ensetcorp, we are committed to fostering a workplace culture that aims for zero injuries. It is the duty and responsibility of everyone associated with Ensetcorp and its contractors to challenge unsafe actions and conditions. Our commitment to safety is reinforced by adhering to the general rules of safety, which encompass identifying hazards controls, following emergency response plans (ERP), addressing unsafe acts, and upholding our stop work policies. Rule number 1: Permit to work. Ensure you acquire a valid permit to work (PTW) before starting any work, as necessary at any oil and gas facilities. Rule number 2: Confined space entry. Always secure authorization before entering a confined space to ensure your safety. Rule number 3: Energy isolation. Ensure that isolation is verified before commencing work and utilize the designated life-protecting equipment. Any on-site job that necessitates specific safety measures and/or client interactions falls under the work permit system. Tasks such as overhauls, alterations, repairs, and maintenance that require electrical or pressure isolation should only proceed once the necessary work permit or permits have been secured. Rule number 4: Equipment and systems override. Always secure authorization before overriding or disabling safety-critical equipment and systems. Authorization to disable or bypass safety systems should only be granted by the qualified individual in charge using a valid work permit and isolation certificates. Alternative prevention and mitigation measures need to be evaluated and implemented to ensure that the activities involving system overrides are properly managed. All overrides must be documented and communicated to the personnel impacted, including shift teams. Regular reviews of system overrides should be conducted. Rule number 5: Working at heights. Use specified fall protection equipment when working at height. Ensetcorp employees and contractors working at heights are exposed to risks such as falling personnel, tools and equipment, unsafe body positioning beyond elevated workspaces, atmospheric hazards like wind, rain or lightning, and physical strain from wearing safety harnesses. To minimize these risks, dropped objects should be prevented and all hazards must be documented in the Job Hazard Analysis (JHA) and discussed before starting work. Personnel must inform those below of their location and tools should be passed up or down, never thrown. When hoisting tools with ropes, they must be securely fastened, with strong sacks. Recommended plastic buckets are not allowed. Tools should not be stored at height when not in use, and employees working above 1.8 meters without guardrails must wear full-body fall protection harnesses. Rule number 6: Lifting operations. Lifting operations that involve cranes, hoists, or other mechanical lifting equipment may commence only if the following conditions are satisfied. Always follow the lifting plan and stay clear of suspended loads. Lifting with cranes, hoists, or mechanical equipment can only begin after a qualified professional has created a lifting plan. All lifting machinery and equipment have been inspected and certified. Competent personnel are assigned to rigging, lifting, and signaling roles. The load does not exceed the equipment's safe working load (SWL). Clear communication is maintained throughout the lift. The lifting area is marked and barricaded to prevent unauthorized access. For lifting over live facilities, proper impact protection must be in place. Rule number 7: Hydrogen sulfide (H2S) safety. Facilities with an H2S hazard must operate a permit to work system. Work permits are only issued following a pre-task inspection. Personnel working in H2S areas must be competent, authorized, and familiar with emergency procedures, escape routes, and zone classifications green, yellow, amber, red. Gas tests must be conducted by qualified testers using certified equipment before entering hazardous or confined spaces. Workers must wear personal H2S detectors with valid inspection tags in hazardous zones for extended operations with H2S exposure risks, such as containment breaks or confined space entries. Airline-fed breathing apparatuses are mandatory. Rule number 8: Transportation or mobilization and demobilization procedures. Follow the prescribed transportation management plan. When preparing for mobilization, it's important to take steps to stay safe. Plan your route, stay in communication, schedule rest stops, and factor in traffic, road, and weather conditions. Identify potential hazards, stay hydrated, and allow extra time for delays. For trips over 4.5 hours, professional drivers should work with their manager to create a journey management plan (JMP) and perform daily vehicle checks. Follow the designated route, take breaks at safe locations, and inform your manager of any changes along the way. Routine journey planning ensures safety for both work-related and personal trips. Rule number 9: Personal Protective Equipment (PPE). Use PPE in accordance with mandatory site and task-specific requirements. Wear basic PPE in production work areas. These may include coveralls, safety helmet, safety shoes, and safety glasses. Always wear your basic personal protective equipment (PPE) when in production or work areas. This includes coveralls, safety helmets, safety shoes, safety glasses, gloves, and life jackets. For specific tasks, use the appropriate PPE identified in risk assessments and work permits, like face shields, self-contained breathing apparatus, portable H2S detectors, and safety harnesses. Make sure you understand the correct PPE for your tasks and how to properly wear and maintain it. If you're using specialized PPE like harnesses or breathing apparatus, ensure you've received the necessary training. Regularly inspect your PPE for damage and replace it if needed. Remember, PPE must always be in good condition and fit for its intended use. Rule number 10: Worksite hazards and housekeeping. Be aware of worksite hazards and maintain good housekeeping practices to avoid accident. Before starting any task, be aware of all worksite hazards and the control measures in place. Always keep your workspace clear and free from obstructions, and promptly remove any slip or trip hazards. Use designated areas for storing tools, materials, and waste. Flammable, toxic, or hazardous materials should only be stored in approved containers and in specified locations. Report any unsafe conditions, faulty equipment, damaged containers, or spills to your supervisor immediately and take action to prevent accidents. Clearly mark any areas where hand injuries may occur and ensure that all loads are properly labeled to avoid excessive strain during handling. In oil-gas industry, we strive to create a safe working environment for everyone. Adhering to Ensetcorp's 10 golden rules of safety will equip our team with essential guidelines for creating a secure working environment. This commitment will safeguard our personnel, the environment, and our valuable assets. For more information, please refer to the Health, Safety Environment Manuals or speak with our management for further clarification. Thank you for adhering to our safety golden rules and compliance guidelines. If you have any questions and clarifications, kindly contact our safety personnel for further details.